video, I'm going to talk a little bit about what some people call premonitions. And pardon the scenery right now. We're having remodeling done back here, and everything is everywhere. So, anyway, but about premonitions, I have been told this, that I have the gift, or something along that line, since I was a child. And the weird thing is, I do have some experiences I can make videos about. And if you have any, leave a comment about what yours were. But I'm going to talk about one of them. Okay, just for the record, this tree is going to be coming down. Unfortunately, yeah, too much storms, too many storms. But anyway, I'm going to talk about this one experience, and it happened probably around 10 years ago. And like I said, I have plenty of them, but this one was very odd, the whole situation all around. And that bird's a little angry, do you think? Yeah, okay, I probably should do the rest of this video somewhere else, because these birds are pretty angry out here. Angry birds. Okay, the noise continued until I threw out some bird seed, but then I heard a donkey. Don't know where a donkey came from. Apparently a farm over there. But anyway, so I was going to tell this story about something. After all these interruptions, this is what happens when I try to make a video. Like I said, it was around 10 years ago, and one of my sisters was going to be traveling road trip somewhere that would be, I guess, around 5 hours or so away from her. And she was going to go through a lot of just farmlands, on the highway through a lot of farmland in Texas, which is where I live and she lives. And I was a little bit worried about her because she was going to be driving by herself. So, no, that was part of it. Then I don't know how long it was after that I had what I call my flashes. That's what I call them, flashes. They're like little videos playing in my mind, little movies. And they go really fast, and I'm not asleep. It's like most often during the middle of the day, and I'm busy doing something, and all of a sudden I'll see this. And they don't happen too often. It's kind of rare, really, for it to happen. But I've had them over my whole life. I'm 56 years old. And so I don't know, I guess I could say every blue moon, I'll have one. So I had this flash, and it was about her traveling through those out in the country, really. And it was that a deer, a D-E-E-R, a deer, would run across in front of her, and she might get hurt, and the deer would get hurt. So that she needed to be watching out for these deer, for a deer. And I don't know why. It was deer, and driving through the country is not that common for either one of us. Would have been, is. So, I don't know. It just came to me like that. And then nothing happened. Okay, she went to where she was. It was, I think, to our mother's house. And my mother's passed away, but our mother. But she was traveling there, and it's a long trip from where she lived to there. So I think she went and nothing happened. Okay. But after she returned, I don't know how long it was after that. She likes to go to the casino, and I'm not a fan of the casino. They're too loud. I'm a highly sensitive person, and they're too loud and too crowded for me. I'll go maybe once every year or two, but I'm not really a fan. So I would go with her back then about once every year. And this time she and I went, and she was driving in her, I think it was a truck, yeah. And I was on the passenger side. In the back seat, her mother-in-law sat. Now that's where her mother-in-law wanted to be, in the back seat, because I'm one of those that respects my elders and gives them the front seat. But no, she wanted to sit in the back. So we all three went. so my sister's mother-in-law was sitting behind me, actually, in this, it had a king cab kind of thing. And so we're driving down the highway, and I tell my sister about this, this, what people call my premonitions. That's what, they call them something other than premonitions. The gift, something, I can't remember the term they use. But anyway, this flash is what I call them. And I told her about it, and we were driving down the highway, and she really didn't say anything. She was just saying, yeah, that's odd. And the casino was like, I don't know, an hour or so away. And after I told her that, we kept driving down the highway and listening to things. Well, about 30 minutes later, we're going over the Red River into Oklahoma. Okay, we're going on the road that the Red River's on both sides. I don't remember, but anyway, we both looked over down the Red River, and my sister turned over and looked at her mother-in-law, and turned her head and looked at her mother-in-law, and said, "Do you see those?" And her mother-in-law looked out, and my sister, she stopped all of a sudden and looked at me and said, "I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. And I don't want to talk about it." And what it was at the Red River, deer, plural. Yeah. And we don't see deer that often at all. Seriously. I can't remember any other time since then. And like I said, it was probably around 10 years. We don't see them. So it's very rare, like I said. So she said, I don't want to talk about it. No. I wasn't saying anything. I wasn't trying to get her to talk about it at all. Because really, I mean, that was so rare. And I had just told her 30 minutes before that about my little premonition kind of flash, I call it. And she's my sister, one of them. She knows what happens to me, and she tries to deny it, but at the same time, she knows it does. These kinds of things happen to me. And my mother was the same way. She says, "Please don't tell me your dreams. Don't, if I said I had a dream about her," she said, "Don't tell me, because it's going to come true." But the thing about it is really, I had these like flashes, and something very similar happens to it not long, I'd say within a few months, not long after that. It's not the exact same thing, but it's very similar. Okay, and I have plenty of stories like this I could tell. And I'm going to start telling these stories, so, but that was one. But what about you? Do you have kind of strange stories you could tell about, what some connect to being what they call an empath. Some look at it in a mystical, magical way. Some don't. Some call it the gift of prophecy, maybe. And empath, they also call some call the gift of discernment. But those are whole separate videos, really. I've done videos on this, and I'm going to make more, like I said. So, then this one I'm going to wrap it up. And if you want to subscribe to this channel, and you haven't already, like I said, I'm going to be making more. My channel is about a variety. It can have some ASMR, it can have some toxic people videos, it can have some shopping videos. Probably not so many of those, yeah. But it's going to be it's a variety. I've had it 5 years this month. So be prepared for that. Anyway, if you want to subscribe, click the circle icon that pops up. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click on the rectangles that pop up. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would. And I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.